Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. Come out here every week to prophesy the downfall of America. It's let the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To let you know you are the true children of Israel according to the Holy Bible. Alright? Then Esau, Edom. Alright, which is today's so-called white people. This is his kingdom, Babylon the Great, or better known as America. Will be destroying the thermonuclear war, which will be a nuclear war. Okay? So hey, before we get into the scriptures, we want to officially give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Yahawah, I want to send double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who well, peace, love, and safety out there to the hopeful elect, presenting your body as a living sacrifice, and also risking your freedom to do the will of Yahawah. Also a hearty shalom to the few sincere women out there that subscribe to the true doctrine of Yahawah. Right, so right now we're living in a high time of prophecy, man. All right, you see the as we've been seeing recently, it's been in the news very heavy. But this so-called wildfire that was set off in Maui. All right. Well, there's a lot of speculation about whether it was actual natural wildfires or whatever. But we know that Esau, Edom, being the so-called white man, the rulers that be, they have an agenda specifically with this land, and they plan to do it everywhere with these 15-minute cities. Okay, so them what happened over there in Maui is just a trial run of well, I won't even say a trial run. It's a as the elder Malcolm out of the GMS Chicago would say, it is a precursor, right, leading up to what Esau has at hand, right? And when these digital cities, these 15-minute cities are set up, they're going to be fully integrated into the system, so you can't do anything, you can't make any movements without the higher-ups knowing about it, all right? Which eventually will lead to what? Individuals getting their MOTB and being tracked, okay? This is what's coming to pass, right? So we're going to get straight into the scriptures, all right? Hey, and with the Mountain Dew that they had, the Maui, Hawaii mountain, the Maui burst, right? It's no coincidence that they came up with this, right? Right before this shit happened. And on top of that, you got these billionaires, these millionaires, these rich individuals. They're buying land or trying to buy that land. Okay? Oprah, they said she bought so many odd acres of land, like a month or something before this happened. There's no coincidence, man. All right? So we're gonna get straight into the scriptures. You know, Lord willing, this is edifying. We'll start with the first scripture. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, "Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so doth this wickedness." Okay? So the convenience, going into the MOTB being the RFID chip spoken of in Revelation, all right, the 13th chapter, this is supposed to be a device that is supposedly to help the people, be beneficial to the people, okay? Not only with the stipends that they're offering for individuals to take them, but they say what? It helps to track your kid if they get lost, right? It keeps your medical information, your financial information is on there, okay? And pretty much they're promising you with this particular device security and safety. But really, there's a ploy to stamp the nation of Israel, starting with the nation of Israel, but also to stamp the people and put his name on all the people. Right? And that name is what? Spoken of in Revelation 13th chapter, which I'll get there here in a second, Lord willing. Okay? It says, "Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him." And this is what the men throughout the four corners of the earth that have the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding that I saw. This is what we come out here every week, even on videos, to say, look, this man may come so-called peaceably, but it's really, like it says, it's war in his heart, man. He has an agenda to have full control over every human being here in the United States, man. And he's gonna try to do that by this technology, right? It says, "And thou shalt be unto him as thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away." And the reason why it says that is because Esau has a track record of being a deceiver, of killing people when he first came over here. When he first came, Christopher Columbus so-called discovered America, which there was already Israelites over here. We can read that in the book of 2nd Ezra, where it said that the tribes came over here to worship the Heavenly Father, where no man dwelt, right? But here it is, they come over here. Christopher Columbus, he comes over here, he kills off the people, the native tribes, and it says that not for 1 hour he didn't put his sword down, right? But he came as if he was someone who was a friend. And this is the same thing he does now. He uses his cunning craftiness and his the knowledge that he has on the left-hand side to deceive the people and play on the emotions of people to make them believe that coming over here to his side is safe, when it's not. This is why the men of the Lord, we come out here and say, look, this is what this man is doing. All right? I'm going to get this precept since I quoted it in the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse. Right? So I mentioned this, but matter of fact, I'll get this. 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. Alright? It says 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 2 and verse 3. Right? It says, let no man deceive you by any means, that day shall not come except there be a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Right? Which they're going into that son of perdition. Perdition specifically means man of destruction or destructive. Okay, and everywhere you look around, here in Babylon the Great, you see destruction. You see chemtrails, letting off harmful chemicals, killing, slowly but surely killing our immune system day by day. Right? You got the foods; they're being printing off foods. Right? GMO foods. Right? Processed foods, this thing is breaking down our bodies day by day, right? You got the fishes are coming out of the seas. You see whales coming up on shore because they can't breathe in that polluted ass water, man. You know, and they'd rather try their chances on land than in that jacked up water, man. So everywhere you look in this kingdom, and even around the world, where Esau, he says that in the Apocrypha, where trouble is, you'll find it. Everywhere for the most part, where you see trouble and confusion going on, Esau, Edom is behind it, man. All right? So it says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. You know, and you had that Edomite devil that came out, what's his name, Nova Harari, right? Who came out years ago, putting a video out, pretty much saying with the technology, we would be better than God, right? This is the mindset of Esau and Edom. The rulers that be the same. Now you have the peons are walking around, the everyday average Joe, so-called white man, but we talking about those up there that have authority and money, the resources and time to do, to come up with these devices and cultivate this technology. Okay, they have the time and the resources to do it, so they can, like the brother sent just made me think of that video that you sent, or that article that you sent, with the dude who was, I think he was paralyzed, right? And they used this technology to help him walk again. So yeah, it's convenient, right? It says that he had power to do miracles in the sight of the nations, man. Okay, and this power that's given unto Esau and Edom to do miracles in the sight of the nations, it's not by his own merit, it's by the hand of the Heavenly Father. And we'll prove that, right? And I'm gonna finish this verse. Well, actually, no, I did finish this, and I'll read it again. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above that is called the Most High, or that is worship. And another thing that same Edomite said, Noah Harari, I believe it was Noah Harari, but I know it's one of those higher up. They said that the Messiah is fake news. You know, I heard the elders say it a lot, but then I actually heard it with my own ears that they said that the Messiah, or Yahawah, whom this world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he's fake news. Why? Because they want you to believe in them, follow them. They don't want Israel rising up, telling them the truth. Right? That's the mindset that's been pushed throughout Babylon the Great. Don't believe in a higher power. There is no God. There is no, just to say it in their terms, there is no Jesus. Okay? But and they said we will be gods, and if you do not like it, there will be consequences. So if you try to get in the way of their agenda of them becoming gods via through this technology, then there's going to be consequences for it. They came out and said it, man. All right. What precept did I want? Lord willing, that precept will come back to me. Going to Revelation 13 and verse 16, because this is the ultimate plan of the elite. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And not only with that technology that they used to help Buddy walk again that was paralyzed, then you got another technology, what's his name? Technology mogul, whatever you want to call him, Elon Musk, who has this the Neuralink, okay, which also plays in the same role of conveniency. Oh yeah, that's the precept. And that's why the average American citizen, when this technology comes out, because you choose rather to believe in science than to believe in what the script, what's been said through the holy prophets, through the spirit of Yahawah, you're going to take it. With our people, especially the Israelite woman that don't trust in the man, that don't believe in the man, don't need a man, you're independent, right? You got to feed your babies come first. Okay, cool. Guess what? In that time, you're going to take that chip that you've been told not to take. Because most of our people are relying on the government anyway. In Isaiah the 30th chapter, it tells us that. It says, woe to you that go down into Egypt, that Lord willing, I'll get that. But I want to get this precept first before it slips again. Right? Oh shit, hey, I'm already in the chapter. This, let me go up in Revelation 13, verse 14. It says, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. Right? As we mentioned, the miracles are what? Bringing somebody who's paralyzed from the waist down, or from the eyebrows down, getting them to walk again via through your technology. Right? That's a great miracle, because when people see it, I'm like, God damn. Hey, because they the same really they're imitating something that came out of the scriptures. Which we mentioned that too before we sent that article. The same thing happened when they were at the Gate Beautiful. That man that was lame from his birth up. Right? And then what helped this man walk again? The spirit of Yahawah. They didn't need physical technology. They had the spirit of Yahawah, and guess what? That man that was able to walk again, he wasn't able to walk without faith, right? So, when correlating this with what Esau's doing, he wants you to have faith in his technology, right? Not the Holy Spirit. I want to get this, and I pray I'm not too all over the place with it, man. This is Isaiah, the 30th chapter, in the first verse. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahawah, that take counsel, but not of me, right? And that take it's like in that cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, right? That's your food stamps, your WIC, your child support, right? Really even our paychecks. For real, because we're not, now we rely on our paychecks because of what the Most High said, you don't work, you don't eat. We still got to take care of ourselves, but we know how to, when the time comes, we're willing to detach and not trust in that so much, because that's not guaranteed riches, right? That's not guaranteed riches, but here it is. That's what our people do. They chase the bag, right? You're going after everything under the sun except for things that accompany salvation. After things they're following after things that's not after the spirit of Yahawah. All right. So it says that, but Slakia. And they're covered with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Because when you're here in Babylon the Great, you can do as you please. Okay? You can change your gender, right? You can that's a heavy one. You can change your gender. A man can have a man, a woman can have a woman. Pretty much you can do as you please. That's the sentiment that I'm pushing. There's no restrictions here in Babylon the Great. At least you're speaking up against these things. You can do what you want, as long as you're not talking bad about what we're doing. Right? Because you're able to do what you want to do. And guess what? That goes back to Revelation, the 12th chapter. That's how a lot of our people, that's what Esau Edom is doing, is accusing our people. You allow them to commit adultery, you're pushing it, the vibrations through the music, you're pushing it through these TV shows, all these different avenues, you're pushing your agenda, okay? And people are inclined to it, and they're doing what the hell they want to do, and they don't see any wrong with it, okay? And I'm going to jump down in this chapter in a little bit. It says, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, right? Which today, it says what? That this is spiritual Sodom and Egypt. How's this Egypt? You go back to the book of Exodus, where it says that Egypt was the house of bondage, right? This place not push hard labor on the people, okay? Relentless labor. You can't retire. What was the retirement age, like 65 or something now? 67. That's relentless, man. Because when you get to about your 30s and 40s, you already start to feel it in your knees and back. How much more 30 years plus? You got people who barely can walk around, man. You got walkers, you got people in scooters, but you're making them work. They can't retire until 67. Come on, man. Which is really it's a form of fucking tyranny, man. Right? Because if you don't work, then guess what? That's why you got people that's on the streets. But let's continue on. It says, there shall let me see this. It says, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Plain and simple, man. And who's the modern day Pharaoh? The president. Okay? Who is not in? He's not in control. He has somebody he has to answer to. But guess what? He's the one that's pushing out these laws as well. He's passing these bills. To say that, and not specifically Biden, because over time you had different presidents passing bills. Like I believe Obama was the one that was in office when all 50 states were able to same-sex marriage, man. All right, this is just their different agendas that they push, man. Okay, even giving kids at the age of 2 and 3, 4 to 7, they're able to change their identity. You know what I mean? They're able to change their identity, man. So let me jump down. This is Isaiah chapter 30, and I'm going to verse 8, right? It says, now go, write it before them in a table, and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever, right? So that's talking about what? A man, being Isaiah, whom the Most High put the Spirit on to write these things down for these times, all right? Romans 15 verse 4, the things written aforetime written for our learning. Okay, so this is a process. It says, now write it before them in a table, note it in a book, right here, this is the Holy Bible, that it may be for the time to come, forever and ever, which is just a time period, a certain amount of time, or specific time that this is going to happen, which we're living in that time now, right? It says that this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Most High. You know, it's talking about the nation of Israel. Because it says that the nation of Israel, even going into the book of Ezekiel, I believe the 2nd chapter, where it says they are coming to a rebellious people, people that will not obey the voice of the Lord, right? And the reason why most of our people don't obey the voice of the Lord is because it's coming from individuals like us that you can walk up and talk to, right? But at the same time, the double standard is those same individuals are going to church and, amen, believe him, right? But you don't believe the true words that are coming out by the men that are on the streets, okay? It's ultimately because Jake in the Christian churches, you don't have boundaries either. You can commit adultery, you can still eat how you want to, do what you want, right? The land of the free, okay? It says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So essentially, our people do not want the truth, okay? When we tell you that 2/3 of our people, because of their villainy and their wickedness against the Heavenly Father, they're going to be judged. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear everybody's going to come together. Every time you hear a Christian Christian pastor come out, what is he talking about? How can the Edomites be saved, right? How can the so-called white man be saved? Well, guess what? He's not going to be saved because look at the works that he's done, not only to the nation of Israel, but to humanity, man. As we mentioned earlier, destroying the foods. You can't even eat proper foods. They got to put on the package, this is organic or made with 100% real beef. It shouldn't be like that. Food should be food, man. But that's not the case. But these are the same people that, Esau is the same people that our nation wants to save and preserve and give hugs to, man. When we brought out in the first verse, Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, man. Okay? It says, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. I want to get that word smooth. So tell us sweet lies, pretty much. Tell us some sweet lies, man. We don't want to hear nothing about people being destroyed. We want to hear everybody coming together. Well, the Lord don't want everybody to come together. Even, Lord, if I can find it in Jeremiah, it says that the Most High, roughly paraphrasing, that the Most High destroyeth nations, not a few. Why? Not just because, he can do what he wants because he is, but he has a reason why he wants to destroy these nations. Okay? Right? So, hey, now this Strong's H2513 for the word smooth things. It says portion, parcel of ground, smooth part, smoothness, flattery, right? Speak unto us things, prosperity, right? Speak unto us happy things. Now, we will speak glorious, happy things, but we gotta, it says that in this book, written within is lamentation, mourning, and woe, so we must bring out the whole road. Everything that this Bible contains, whether you like it or not, we have to bring it out because it says in the scriptures, woe is me if I preach not the gospel. There's a judgment for us if we don't tell the truth. Okay? Contrary to popular belief, America, the Babylon the Great, is going to be destroyed in the thermonuclear war. Esau, Edom, the so-called white people, the Caucasians today, the higher ups, they're going into captivity. Thus said the Bible. Okay, this is what's coming to pass. All right, it's not our own words, but this is what our people want us to speak. They want us to speak our words. Well, I know you read the Bible, brother, but what you think? I think what the Bible is thinking. We have to be in line with the spirit and power of Yahawah Shem Yahushai. We're not going to speak our own words, man. It says, get ye out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Cause the Holy One of Israel to come to cease. Hey, what is that nigga, Terry K. Anderson? What was he saying? There's no more prophets. The Most High ain't got no more prophets. The last prophet was, John the Revelator. Where did you get that from, bro? The scriptures speak about what? There were men that were going to rise up in these times speaking the things aforetime, man. That are to come to pass. Which what? That goes literally into the word prophecy. Because prophecy means what? To say before. Pro meaning before, psi meaning to speak. So there are prophets, there are seers, there are teachers that come in the spirit of Yahawah Shem Yahawah. And those are people that do know that there are prophets. As we mentioned, as the scripture mentioned, they don't want to hear what you're saying. You know what? We're gonna go up the street to Mount Baptist. We don't want to hear what y'all saying out there on 24th Street or wherever you teach. We don't want to hear that, right? But we want to hear you say something good about our people, how black people, how black people are coming together, or how black people should all love each other. But that's not the case here in Babylon the Great, man. It's scorching. This is scorching. This is the next verse, verse 12. It says, "Wherefore, thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression, and perverseness, and stayed their ruin," which is what we spoke of earlier in the chapter, how you have not, like starting with our people, because that's the only people that the Yahawah Shem Yahawah cares about, but you see these heathen nations as well, they're trusting in the system, they trust in the science, right? They trust in Babylon the Great, they trust in everything tangible, everything that rub. So the people said the job, they're satisfied with anything that tickles their pickle, man. You know. It says, "Therefore this iniquity shall be to you as a breach ready to fall," right? Swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking coming suddenly at an instant. Why? Because ultimately, Esau, like we mentioned earlier, Esau has an enterprise that he's trying to fulfill, right? Being this MOTB, you know, being these the 15-minute cities, having complete control over the people. But guess what? When it comes to the MOTB, and the Most High is going to intervene, be it through His angels. He's not going to allow Esau to fulfill his enterprise, and it says that in the book of Job, man. Okay.
This is Job 5:12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Right. He said he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Can we get that word crafty? All right. Because Esau is a man of look. It says that what's the scripture? It says thou art wiser than Daniel, right? So, and I'm speaking specifically on this technology because the way that technology has advanced, you're able to do more. Once again, keep referencing because that's the precious thing on my mind is the guy being paralyzed, and he's able to walk into this technology. That's a part of his craftiness as well. Okay. Hey, I thought about it. Alibi man. Esau is the ultimate alibi man. You know, with this that happened over there in Hawaii. They've been planning to do this. But what did they blame it on? Their alibi is what? It's global warming. But when you look at the scene, ain't no way that's global warming, man. When you use common sense and you just like really examine the scene, cars burnt into the ground, right? Green trees still standing up. It don't make, how is that global warming? Wouldn't everything in that vicinity be done away with? Yeah, shouldn't everything be done away with? But that's not it.
Goes to the Hebrew word Yahawah, which says subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible, even prudent.
Hey, that's another thing that Esau do because it says subtle, but it says sneaky, right? So when that's why they throw these different things that like what was it that happened with Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez. They throwing these things out here like pretty much to grab your attention. By meanwhile, they're sliding in laws into the Constitution, taking away your rights, taking away your liberty, taking away your Fourth Amendment. Really, right now, what they're doing, trying to take away the First Amendment. You can't say what you want to say. But he's doing it in such a subtle and in sneaky fashion that you won't even notice it until it hits you already.
I was going to anyway, but I didn't want to be too late. Yeah.
You want me to go? And then, what does it say? They're also proving that this is talking about Esau, that sly devil you that's going back way to the garden, because it says what? The serpent was more subtle than any creature.
I can move faster.
Said the serpent was more subtle than any creature, man. All right, and that same subtle serpent is back today doing the same work, saying that look, if you come over here, you're gonna be all right. That's the same thing you did with Eve in the garden. Look, he said, if you eat of this, you should not surely die. Come on, you'll be all right. So now, but are they not pushing that same energy today? Oh, you come over here and do this. There is no God. God will forgive you. Or, you know, they find some type of way to make it seem like it's okay when it's blatantly going against the Heavenly Father. This is, that's what I wanted to do. I want to get this. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and verse. I'm going to go to verse 4. It says, but thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Right? So I want to get that word knowledge, because the knowledge of, we just get the word. I ain't gonna read that. So Daniel chapter 12 and verse 4. Right? So it goes into the Hebrew word da'at. Right? It says, da'at. It says knowledge, perception, skill, discernment, understanding. So not only will we be increased in knowledge in these days, because it says that the knowledge that was in the foretime is made known now. So that's part of the knowledge being increased. But also with Esau increasing his technology. Right? He went from what? You had the flip phone, cell phones. Then they started going to facial identity phones. You put your fingerprint on there. They got the RFID chip. They got fucking laser beams shooting from space. Technology has been increased. Knowledge has been increased. Okay. I want to finish this Isaiah 30. So going back to Isaiah 30. Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 14. It says, and he shall break it as the breaking of the potter's vessel, that is broken in pieces, he shall not spare, so shall there be not found, so there shall not be found in the bursting of it assured to take fire from or hearth, or to take water withal out of the pit. For thus saith the Lord Yahawah, the Holy One of Israel, in returning and rest shall ye be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength, and ye would not. So essentially what? The Most High is going to destroy those, no matter what your ethnicity is, if you decide that you don't want to believe in what he said to do. If you don't want to believe in the spirit that he's put out here. Right? That's why the elect, the elect, the hopeful elect, the men that are striving for perfection, what are they doing? We're leaning upon faith. Because when these times come, y'all get this, Revelation chapter 2. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, 3 and 10. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Right? When you go into that word patience, it goes back to enduring or being chastised, man. And during this time that we're here, we are to practice patience. And when I say us, I mean those that are actually striving to serve Yahawah in sincerity. Right? We're going to endure these things that's coming upon us. But it says this. It says, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell therein. So our faith is going to be tested. One thing that stuck with me, that the elder brother, Madaya, the GMS Des Moines camp said, you know, it was concerning a video game at the time, but it has the words that he said was spiritual. He said, you haven't won the war, you just won these little battles. So we're seeking, and I believe he's talking about Tekken, I believe. But no, that's what we're doing. We're striving to win these little battles that when that time war really kicks off, we're able to withstand it. Right? Even going, what's gonna, damn, scripture just flying through my head. Back in Isaiah, this is Isaiah 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. Right? And you go into that word stability, goes into the Hebrew word amawan, which means faith. So wisdom and knowledge will be the faith in those times. So the things that we gathered up from our youth up into that time where judgment or Jacob's trouble hits is what's going to preserve us. That's why it's important for us to lean on Yahawah side now as Negroes, Latinos, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans. Right? Because when you start trusting in Esau-Edom system, it always fails, man. Trusting in their medicine is a perfect example. You know, in a jokingly manner, but with serious intent. Something that Cat Williams said. It said that, you know, when you take these medicines, you know, you always hear these quiet ass commercials in the middle of the night. Have you or your loved ones ever been killed by one of our medicines? Why? Because they're putting all type of BS inside of these little pills and capsules. But some of these things, like Tylenol, I believe they take like, you know, I believe it's garlic. They use that, but they use a bunch of other shit too. That's not it's not pro-body, for lack of a better word. You know, it's not a probiotic, so to speak. When the Lord, going back to the book of Genesis, gave us natural herbs, the natural herbs never fail. Over time, how is it that back then, when in the ancient times, the men of the Lord and Israelites were able to use these different herbs to cure different diseases and ailments naturally? And now you see the same things happening now. It's not pushed heavily, but you see those same herbs that the Most High, that is the herb-bearing seed. That's important because Esau took a lot of seeds out of things that are beneficial to us, right? Now I just thought about the watermelon. The watermelon, they got Bill Gates he grew some watermelon and it don't look right, man. It looked printed, man. It seriously looks printed, man. It has no nutrients, has no beneficial sustenance to it. It looks disgusting. It don't look like watermelon, bro. Now, but going back to the herbs, these same herbs that the men of the Lord and Israel used to use in ancient times, these same herbs have the same benefits today. For the most part, like the brothers would say, I concur. They say we try to eat the best of the worst. You know, we strive to eat better, but we know that everything is corrupted under the hands of Esau, right? Where was I at? Oh yeah, Isaiah 33:6. Come on. This is back in Isaiah 33 verse 6, Salakia, it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. This is what's going to guide us through. You know, now when you think about it, you know, you got these different movies, some type of TV shows that come out. The number one movie that comes to mind, the number one TV show that comes to mind, is movies like The Road and shows like The Walking Dead, pretty much post-apocalyptic shows, right? Where these people, they're surviving based off of not just off the fly, but things that they've learned before time. They were able to utilize it in a time where it was needed, which is in a post-apocalyptic situation. So the same thing, we could be facing the same thing. And since we might have to be we're gonna have to be pilgrims upon the earth. Know how to survive off the land. Know what berries are good to eat. Know what berries are not good to eat. Know how to tell what fruit is able to be eaten off of the tree. Know we're able to recognize what's good for us. We ain't gonna be out here just eating everything that we see, being a damn savage and barbarian like Esau Edom. You know, like speaking of a post-apocalyptic show, one of my favorite characters off of The Walking Dead, actually my favorite character off The Walking Dead, Daryl, was a prime example of Edomite. He didn't give a fuck what he found. He'll find a squirrel and eat it, right? He'll find a rat, you know, the size of your shoe, the size of Shaq's shoe, and put it on rotisserie and eat it, man. But and that's another thing, going back to the wisdom and knowledge as well, because within the dietary law it tells us what we can and can't eat, how to identify it, what fish you can eat, what birds you can and can't eat, right? So and the spirit, I'm saying that I need to get into that, because that's very important information. That's very important.
Wisdom and knowledge.
Part of the wisdom and knowledge, you know. Saying that, because we don't know. I'm speaking for myself. I don't have it all the way down packed as far as what identifying something off the fly, what we can and can't eat. But this is something that we should strive to, right? As an Israelite, hey, it's not Esau using. He's using. Let's say it like this: Esau is using more logic in an apocalyptic situation more than Jake is. For one, they got the blessing, you know, being the sword. They know how to go out there and hunt. They know how to go out and kill cattle. They know how to go out there and kill deer. Right? I mean, now they are destructive with it, but they know what the hell they're doing. You drive out there, just fucking killing ducks. Like, what are you killing ducks for, bro? You know? But no, the point that I'm driving is that they have more knowledge of how to be out there in the woods and things more than our people do. Because our people say, man, I ain't going out in the woods. I ain't going out sitting out by no lake bug and this. We're so used to watching TV or sitting under air conditioning, that us as a nation, us as American, so-called American people, because we ain't American, have gotten used to being in comfort, right? You know, and the Apostle Ryan Bob said, you know, we're gonna have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you know, in so many words, because the time of uncomfortability is coming. Okay. It says, for the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So this is what we trust in. Let me get that. All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 1, and verse, I'm going to start at 16, my point is in 17. It says, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Hamashiach, for it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth. Going right back to the wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. We teaching these words because it says what? For it is the power of the Most High unto salvation to everyone that believeth. Right? To everyone that believeth. Not everyone believes in what the Bible say. That everyone, the Bible was rewritten so many times. It was written by man. This, that, and the third, to the point where you discredit the words. Okay? But there is a remnant of Israel that do believe in this word wholeheartedly, man, and believe that this is the only way that we can get close to salvation. It says, to the Jew first, and also to the Greek, right? Which that this Greek is just going into an Israelite Gentile. Israelite had a Gentile mindset, right? May not know that he's Israel, or just wasn't raised up in the customs. Okay. Reading on, this is the point. It says, for therein is the righteousness of the Most High revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith. Right. So this is what we're going to believe in. This is what we hope. The things that we're gathering up, we hope that these things preserve us in the times to come. Right? Because it says what? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So faith is going to play a pinnacle role in the times to come. Okay? I want to get back to this Sirach 12, right? There's a little bit more on this. It says, Sirach 12, verse 12, it says, set him not by thee, lest when he had overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit by thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therewith. So going back to pretty much what we started with, you can't trust the Caucasian race. The Edomites. You can't trust them, man. Right? Because what? They seek to take thy place. What are they doing now to so-called take our places? They're calling themselves the true JEWs, man. Okay? They literally stole and is trying to steal our identity, man. It says, who will pity a charmer?
Which one? Go like. Sirach 12 and 13. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts?
Right. Hey, like going back up to verse 10, never trust thine enemy. Isaiah the 30th chapter. Woe to you that go down into the shadow of Egypt. Pretty much when you get close to these Edomites, when you believe in them, right? You can't get mad at the outcome. They're eventually going to show their horns. Just like at the job, not going to get into specifics, but
we can. I speak on.
I mean, if you want to, you can.
It was just a manager situation where buddy be seeming all cool and all of that, but when the pressure, and that's what happens. That's what brings out the real you, is pressure. You can hide yourself, you can fake the funk for a certain amount of time with whoever, but pressure is what brings out the real you. And at that point in time, our production floor was under pressure, and he must haven't been receiving pressure from the people above him, so he decided to put pressure on people below him to the point where showed his horns with me, and I had to let him know what it is, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Very politely on the first round, but the second round might not be the same. Might have to be a little more straightforward, if there is a second round, you know? But that's what happens when pressure is on. People who show their horns, man. All right? They show their horns and they show the real them. But the devil, hey, he definitely shows. All right? But like we read earlier, they're crafty, they're subtle. All right? So they're not, as we're going to read within this chapter, I just read on.
Hey, but that's why you hear brothers say, when you going into these establishments, your jobs and things like that, he's running the show. Just go in there and get your money and leave. We're not in there to make friends because we know the true nature of Esau. That doesn't go to say we don't. We might dap him off here and there. Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing? But we don't get close and form a relationship.
Well,
with them.
it say be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So we played a part. It's not like we're being fake. We're blending in society, so to speak. All right, but when time comes, for the time to come, when that time is, which is gonna come, then it is what it is. The spirit, you know, ain't no more smiles and dapping off and sorry I was late. Ain't no more of that. It's gonna be, look, man, you got a can of beans over there. You know what I'm saying, or whatever the case is, you know.
It says if it all live peaceably with all men. You know, so we don't have no point to people going in there and saying, you like, what? You know,
or to be wearing fringes all around the world. There's no point in that, you know.
Fringe t-shirts.
Because at the end of the day, you wearing fringes is really a carnal act, right? It's to show the world that you are Israelite. They know. The ones that matter know, I would say. And the ones who meant to get it are going to get it, you know? All right? All of that extra stuff, I'm not about to be putting fringes on my boxers and shit. Nobody even sees my boxers. But me, my woman. Like, what the hell I need to put fringes on my boxers for? Wearing a shirt with fringes. I gotta wear a uniform at work, so I got my shirt, got my fringes hanging out of my uniform. I mean, you gotta let them know. In that sense, you know.
Research, see what pattern you want, give it to me.
Let me get this custom, you know.
Hey, and the elder Bishop Sakurai made a beautiful point. You know, just we can move on. It was like, you can get on Amazon now and go buy a fringe t-shirt. Pretty much anybody can be a visual Israelite.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's going to come down to the spirit that's within you. It's our outward appearance died daily, but the inward man is renewed day by day. Something to that effect, you know. So we're not worried about the outside man, all right? We're worried about the inside man. That's why when we at work, we cool with whoever, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure brothers are still meditating upon the scriptures. We seeing things, we're avoiding conversations, all right, based off of our conversation within the gospel, man. Okay, that it be not plain. It says, because what did it say, 13? Yeah, it says, who would pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent or any such as come nigh wild beasts? And in this society, that's what Esau has raised. That's what Esau have created, is wild beasts. Like the scriptures speak about brute beasts, with people that are unreasonable. You can't reason with them. No matter what you say or what you do, they're going to be right, or they're going to be who they're going to be because Esau allowed them to be that way. So when it flips, because I was talking to a brother, and he said E&E, and I was like, dang, that's like a perfect, I said, that's a good title for a lesson, you know, which is Esau and Eve. They have their pact pretty much since the garden, if anything. All right, so in these times, you know, we represent Adam as the man, as the of the Israelites, and Eve is representing our women, and they have that pact with the serpent, who is the devil, who is Esau or Edom, man. All right, so when he does come and bite you, Now how is he going to bite you? He's going to bite you in the form of snatching his government assistance from you. All right? Putting you under pressure to the point where you got to decide to feed your children and get that mark in your hand or your forehead. All right? Or if you're just going to starve, which he pampered our women and turned them against us. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to fold, man. All right? They're going to fold at the end of the day. And they're going to give us up. They'll be ready to give us up. Now you gotta know who we're dealing with, man. We're dealing with Esau. We're dealing with men that pay people to knock other people off. A man that pays people to deceive their own culture, man. You give a guy millions of dollars to pretty much convince his culture to sell drugs and commit adultery and all type of different witchcrafts and wickedness, man. All right, you don't see him stopping any of that music, but then they'll come and say, we all need peace. We all need this and we all need that. No, when it's a benefit to them, we all need it until they done with your ass and they don't need you no more.
You know what's crazy? As you said, man, because I came across a clip the other day and you had Meek Mill. He came out and said that, you know, pretty much that these labels that these rappers are under, they pay them more to speak about things of that nature, to speak about killing, to speak about adultery, to speak about smoking, about trapping, about killing niggas. So, you know, according to him, according to Meek Mill, says the labels, they pay them more to speak about destructive things, right? This is how they get paid more money. And our people, like we said, our people, they love the bag, man. I mean, it's just words, you know what I'm saying? You know, and that's how I imagine, though, their mindset is when Esau say they'll pay you more for that. But they know that by them coming out and saying it, further proves that this vibration that they're pushing, they don't want it to stop, man. They want chaos. They want disorder. They want confusion.
But they're going to be bitten too, man. Because Esau's going to use them to push his agenda. And if they don't want to get down, then they're going to have to lay down. I.e., give up their money, freeze their accounts, be defamed. That's how Esau work, man. All right, Esau make you look like a damn fool. And now they got all this different AI technology to copy your voice, make you say things you ain't even saying. Technology in general, they can bring up a video and make it look like you're doing something. It ain't even you. What's that?
Pretty much using the AI technology. They have your voice. And it's not something that you actually say by it's an image. You have your mouth open and saying something that's probably like, yeah, I'm gonna do this to you.
I mean, that I don't know the technical term for it, but yeah, pretty much the same thing, you know. That's what it does, so that, you know, that's what it is. Yeah. It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled with him in his sins, who will pity?
Yeah, hey, because hey, as the men of the Lord, starting with the elder apostles on down, we've been out here telling what? These things, Esau Edom is about to make a move on the people. He's about to implement this CBDC, right? He's about to implement this RFID. He's about to take away your freedom. He's about to do this. He's about to do that. And most of the people was like, no, whatever, blowing it off. Don't take this, the Yahawah, because we don't know what's in it. People took it. What happened? You have people that are suddenly dying. There's a movie that one of the apostles spoke on that I want to catch Lord willing. It said "Die Suddenly." You know, which Lord willing I catch that situation.
Movie or is it a documentary?
He said I'm not sure. He said
They had one a while back.
you got young athletes that are 17 years dropping dead from heart problems take that, man. You don't know what's in that. You know? So this is why we have only so much, we don't have no sympathy for it, man. Because the same with us. If we're being told something, if we're being warned from something, say, hey, don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you. And you do it anyway, who gonna feel sorry for you? Who gonna feel sorry for me if I walk out to the street and in the middle of Dodge with a blindfold on, say, hey man, don't do that, man. It's 5 o'clock, it's all kind of traffic, and I walk out and I get hit. Who gonna feel sorry for me, man? So that's the same with the things that we teach through the spirit of power, Yahawah Shem Yahushai, that these words that we speak are not, people are not hearkening to it. So we don't feel any sympathy when things happen, if you've been warned already.
It says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaking sweetly with his lips.
Yes, you can have your so-called Edomite friend now, high five him, going to play golf with him, bowling every third Sunday of the month, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, they're Edomites, man. These people have they never, and they've shown through their conversation that they don't care about the nation of Israel. The scriptures even tell us that what? They're going to have a perpetual hatred towards us. So no matter how much we high five them and hang out with them, at the end of the day, these are our enemies. Okay. So you don't form a relationship, a bonding relationship with an Edomite, man. And it doesn't just go off of face. We're not gonna go on into that right now, but it doesn't go off of looks.
At the end of the day, you just don't trust them. You know the scriptures, we know what the scriptures say, and you apply the scriptures when dealing with them. So if they do turn their back on you, stab you in the back, you know what the scriptures say. You know? Like why you get it's the frog and the scorpion. No, I ain't gonna sting you, just get me across the river. Man, well, I thought you weren't gonna sting me. Well, I ain't have a choice. It's my nature. That's their nature. All right, you know their nature, and you deal with them accordingly. It says, an enemy speaks sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood.
Right. So there's no limits. There's no respect. There's no loyalty. There's no honor in Esau Edom. Right. He's always been about himself. Like we're going into the technology. How this technology is supposed to be suitable for the people. It's supposed to help people, protect you. It's supposed to give you safety. Right. It's supposed to give you security from your information being taken. But at the end of the day, it's taking away your freedom to do what you want to do. That's speaking sweetly, right? What was that with the was that the Tuskegee experiment, right? That was the situation with the smallpox plagues. Was it? I can't remember. Nowadays, it's so hard for people to detach from somebody you've been trusting them for so long. You gotta go to him for one of all things. So it's hard to detach and you become friends with him. You can't get a lease on an apartment without his say so. Right? You can't do nothing without trusting in him, in a sense. Right? but things are going to take a dramatic turn here in the near future, man.
If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands, and whisper much, and change his countenance. At the end of the day, he's going to show his horns. He's going to show, because like I said, when pressure is on, you can only fake it so much. Like even all of these, like I'll never forget this from College Dropout. Kanye West said, racism still alive, they just be concealing it. That's all it is. The KKK still meet up, they just ain't got their suits. I mean, them sheets, and I can't see a fucking thing out of there. They just ain't got they sheets and stuff over their head or meeting up like in a fashion like that, man. Periodically, but you know, they still hate y'all. They just ain't going around burning crosses anymore, burning churches anymore. All right. Pretty sure they probably still hanging people because you be seeing Israelites found hung periodically. Now it don't happen as much as it used to. Right? Or it's not put out there as much as it used to, because you got to remember that we're dealing with the devil, so he controls the narrative. He controls what you see. Literally, he controls what you see and how you react to it, based on problem, reaction, solution. Like it said, that might have been what we was reading earlier. Can you grab Job 5:20 again?
This is Job chapter 5 and verse 20. Job chapter 5. Job chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
Yeah, there we go. So we coming back to this. He disappointed. Read that again.
It says, Job 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty.
He disappointed the devices of the crafty, right? Because in their minds, their plan is their plan, not realizing that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. So it's ultimately the Lord's plan, but it's him allowing you to carry. He's building a case just like you do. When you sit here and allow people to do their dirt throughout the city, and you getting pictures and getting videos and audios and witnesses, and you just building a case, man. The Lord is doing the same with you. All right? And he's going to disappoint your craftiness because you're not. Go ahead.
So that their hands cannot perform their enterprise.
So their hands cannot perform their enterprise. Like the brother spoke on the situation of Ryan, and it's pretty much out there that it's a type of weapon that they're using. All right? It ain't no climate change, no global warming, no whatever. It's a weapon that is being used because what did the Lord give him as a blessing? The sword, right? So whatever age it is, whatever weapon that is, or advancement, Esau is going to be at the forefront of that. Okay? All of these movies that they show is them showing they pump. You know? They're showing you what they have or plan to have. They just ain't telling you that they got it yet. All right?
says, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the froward is carried headlong.
Yeah, now who was the wise in this? It's Esau. Okay, he's considered the wise at this point because he's the one that's leading right now. All right, he's the one that got his eyes all over the earth. He's the one that got the fatness of the earth, man. Okay, hey, this whole world is set up off of their ideology, right? It's not off the Bible. It's off their ideology. But we'll give you the First Amendment. We'll allow you to speak whatever, freedom of speech and your rights to religion. The Lord gave us that right, you know?
The NLT, Job 5:12 through 13, it says, he frustrates the plans of schemers, so the work of their hands will not succeed.
Yeah, hey, there you go. So sometimes, because they what? Remember the whole situation. It's June. That came about what? Because they wanted to bring out the mark in March of that year. So the Lord had them set it back. Because that's in their mind, as soon as they get that, they good. They got the world. But the Lord is not going to allow them to fulfill their enterprise. Right?
It says he traps the wise in their own cleverness, so their cunning schemes are thwarted.
That's him building the case. All right? That's him building the case. Them digging their own pit that they're going to dig so deep, they're not going to be able to get up out of it, man. Okay? Grab 10 and 12 from 10 and 8. Now, the brother earlier, he mentioned there's going to be a drastic turnaround. All right?
So, this is Sirach chapter 10 and verse 8. It says, because of Sirach chapter 10 verse 4. It says Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4 says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Read that again.
This is Sirach 10 verse 4. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time, just like the brother said earlier, who's set up over this world right now? Esau and Edom. But who is giving him charge to rule? On Proverbs 21:1. It says the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. So that's what it says. This, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
And ultimately, the main one that's going to be profitable is Yahawah, man. Okay? Because, hey, like the brother said, it's a beautiful point he went up to here. There is going to be a drastic change. Okay? Out with the old, in with the new. A new heaven and a new earth, pretty much a new world order. But it ain't Jaws. It'll be in righteousness. It'll be under the banner of Yahawah Ba'Shem Yahawah, man. And y'all are going to be at the bottom. Okay?
Everything Esau's trying to do is with the depopulation, people, destroy niggas. And they trying to do, Esau trying to do upper class and lower class, the two black and the heathens, establishes the kingdom, like the New World Order, one world, one religion. That's all gonna be on the right hand side. Esau's trying to be on the left hand side because he's under what? He's working. You have your part of the devil and it's Satan, man. Which goes back to what adversary. So he's opposed to the Most High. All right. That's a lock to make sure which one is a deceiver and the other one is adversary. Okay.
Deceiver is devil, Satan is adversary.
Yeah, kind of. So yeah, man. Esau is opposed. Well, the scriptures say that everything is 2 and 2. All right, because you can't have good without evil. Okay.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 8, it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Because of unrighteous dealings. We just start with one of these tribes on this sign. You know, that's enough for you to be condemned, man. And outside of that, what? You got your fake money system. You got your land grabs. All right? The atrocities you put on the Israelites, the atrocities you did to the Japanese, just everybody. Everything you touch everything you touch gets destroyed, man. All right? You that little kid that was raised on sweets and bitter kisses, pretty much, man. You got everything you wanted, and then you don't get your way. Because this is why the Lord allowed you. This is the situation why I cannot be quarterback, and this is the reason why, because you destroy everything and everyone, man. It's within your nature. All right.
I'm sure y'all read the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. You know what I'm saying? And this is definitely the land of the wicked. Okay, where scriptures talk about healing, but you got doctors. Your doctors are not believers in the Most High. They're the ones that they believe in science, so-called Most High. The scriptures tell you that the physician, aka the doctor, will pray to the Most High that the healing will happen, even though they were using techniques. All right, just like your mom, grandma, or TT. She'll give you that little whiskey with the honey in it. And she'll pray. She'll give it to you, but she'll still pray, man. That's how it's supposed to work. Because the medicines of the earth is what heals us. Money system. Nate trying to flip it, say that ties was different from then. They wouldn't paper money now. There's a lot of things was different then that's not now. That still, a missile wasn't an arrow. Okay? It's just
Sword wasn't a gun.
Yeah, sword wasn't a gun. So that means niggas could just use guns now because they didn't say that was a 50 cal or a 4.5 or a Glock 19 or whatever. You gotta use some sense. But outside of that, everything that Esau sets up, man, he's dick riding, man. He's jocking the Most High style, man. It's like not dick riding, but jocking the Most High style. Trying to take his flavor and claim it as his. Okay? He even took the Yahawah himself and claimed the image as himself. Okay? But let's get that set up on the throne.
He's not an originator of anything.
He is. The originator of violence. Going back to what? Cain, man. Jealousy and hatred, envying. Okay?
So 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4 says, I'll go to 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come and fall away first, and that man of sin be revealed.
Yeah, that falling away was during the time of Rome. Okay? Because Esau, that man of sin being revealed was Esau during the time of Rome, because the world didn't really get to feel the true impact of not Yahawah, but Esau's evil. Okay, man of sin. All right, now we're in the true manifestation of it now, but the origin happened during the time of Rome, man. Okay, especially like talking about Nero and Titus and all these niggas, man. How Nero burnt big portion of Rome, built a poop, and he blamed it on the Israelites. All right, Titus ransacking the temple. Okay, and who's that? With his son, pretty much finished the job. Or Titus, or one of them finished the job and one of them started. They always did that.
Vespasian started. Vespasian. That's the last.
It says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, we was talking about how Esau, Edomite said it himself. But he knows he was an Edomite, of course. We was talking about Nero, man. He said, man, them motherfucking Romans are some dangerous fags, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the man of sin being revealed. And that's like if you go home, summarize them, it's a bunch of dangerous facts. It's just a man of sin. If that ain't one that, I don't know what it is, It was sweet and sour.
It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself.
He opposes, all right? He opposes the Bible. He opposes the ways of the Heavenly Father. He opposes the children of the Heavenly Father and exalt himself. This means to build up and lift up, okay?
Above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped.
The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Bible itself, we believe his books the Bible's outdated. You know what I'm saying? But yet the Bible's still the highest, one of the highest grossing books. I don't know at this point in time, you know what I'm saying? Because the world is waxing worse and worse,
It says, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
Yeah, sitting in the temple of the Most High, showing himself he is the Most High. He did that with Caesar Borgia. Even the World Economic World Economic Forum. They said that we're gods, we're your God. You know what I'm saying? That pretty much they can control life and death. All right. They've admitted they might not come out and say it because who's going to do that? But like I said, the World Economic Forum said it. You know what I'm saying? So they're at the point that they ain't openly admitting. But there's another point, I forget who said it, but they said I always wanted to know what it feels like to be God, but now I know, talking about how they control life and death and all that, man. Okay? How they can call laws and doing all that. That's what they're ultimately trying to do. Okay? They're trying to be, that's why they're so obsessed with it. Hey, that's maybe why they're so obsessed with the pyramids in Egypt, man, because that's the concept of thinking that they had, that there were gods walking on earth, man. Okay? But the Most High gives them a healthy reminder with natural things like the sun and us, through pure athleticism, okay, and genetics. That's why they're trying to wipe us out. But hypothetically, if that was possible, you would know that we existed. They're gonna be like, man, there was some people that used to be jumping like, you see that basketball court? They was jumping over that shit. There's always gonna be a story. That's how it always is. But Esau that's why he tried so hard to wipe us out historically, physically, okay? Through the Jabberwocky. Because that shit mainly attacking Jake, man. Alright? And out of shape people. So they're really trying to do their Hitler-esque genocidal acts, man.
Like you said, it's attacking, like unhealthy people, which he made these people unhealthy. He's the one that got liquor stores and allow cigarettes to be sold and allow all of these restaurants, this fast food, bro. Like this is like, and then you got, you telling me I can go to a restaurant and for $5 I get a 4-piece nugget, a drink, a burger, some fries. Like that shit is not. Come on, man.
4 for 4.
Yeah, 4 for 4, bro. You man 4 for 4.
It's like something else. What the hell I said? Pop, come over that blick, you boys. 4 for 4.
But the salad is $9.
But the salad is $9, man. So you don't care for your people. You care for your money. You care for them.
Let's say the devil came not, but hey, let's get that.
No.
Yeah. Because Jake got a soft spot for Esau, man. 2/3 of our people. And it's cool. Because we know who he is. He's a devil. So who Peter's a snake charmer when he is bit?
10 and 9, it says, I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved and shall go in and out and find pasture.
Yeah, Yahawah, not your degrees, not your money, or whatever part of life that you built up as your foundation. Okay? That shit made out of that Chinese concrete. You know? If y'all seen a video of these snatching poles out the ground in the building, like just plucking it off. Buildings just collapsing, floors just collapsing.
It says, the thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy.
Yeah, that's what they come to do. Alright? And then they're so wicked that they're a liar as well. They try to put, like Esau's a demon, he'll kill hundreds of thousands of people. And then when a nigga kill 2 people, say, oh, that nigga's a killer. And then they'll be right. The nigga did do that, but it said these are the niggas you gotta get rid of. And it makes everybody turn to that dude. And people that like him. They're the niggas. Running up and down, you know, you give these niggas guns, you know, you allow guns to get in their hands. Because I was just talking about this recently, one of my people people I know in the world, you know, I'm telling them the truth, man, you know? And, you know, you gotta do it like the scripture say, until the Jews became a Jew, goes without the law. You know, so I'm telling them, giving them hints. I said, man, it's not a coincidence that poverty and gun control and gun violence are all associated with each other. You know what I'm saying? Where the highest poverty is, where the most strictest gun laws are, and where the lowest education is where the highest crime is. Okay? Esau know how to stop Jake from clicking the fuck out and doing shit. That's for anybody on planet Earth. You starve them, it's like a dog. You starve them, put them in the dark, they're gonna become violent. Okay? Give them gunpowder, like fuck over them, torment them. They're gonna become violent, man. Even and have them see trauma. You know, the dude, one of the dudes on the podcast, you know, we watch a lot of podcasts nowadays. They were talking about how, you know, heavy trauma. They found out that pretty much if you take a kid or a child and chop somebody's head off or blow that sibling's head off in front of that child, then yell at them, wake up! You know, they'll pass out from the trauma, but then they'll wake up and you act like things are normal, and all you gotta do is yell that same thing and then activate their ass to be a fucking demon, man. Yeah. I mean, that's where they, you know, the man who stared at goats, even though it's a comedy, it's a very well fucking what's the movie that just came out on Netflix, man? Yeah, Clone Tyrone is a prime example. How they had him in a room just watching that shit, being traumatized by all that violence, man. You know, they had a video that came out, dude, Jake, man, the two-thirds was like, man, it's crazy. We in the club trying to have a good time, but listening to serial killer music. You know, you're drunk, you're in there trying to have a good time, and you're being programmed with fuck these bitches, get these motherfuckers, shoot the blicks, all that shit, man. You know? So as the scripture said, the Lord made man upright, but he sought out many inventions. Hey, but Esau is a man that's creating all them inventions, but he's not the one. It's the Aaron Russos and not Aaron Russo, the niggas Jimmy Iovine's and all that. What the fuck do a Jew rat know about rap and hip hop? No, he's the gatekeeper. I'm not gonna let you rap. You know, KRS-One, I'm gonna let you control opposition, try to educate people a little bit, just to make them feel like somebody so they can purchase these things and live this way. And really also direct you so I can label you. I know what type of person you are. Wear this, put this on, and talk like this. Everybody that's in that type of mindset is gonna follow you. The bulk of what we want the Lil Yachty's, Lil Nas X, Lil Wayne's, you know, Lil this and Lil that. Alright? So when they see you, they call you little. You know? But at the end of the day, what do they know? Why is it appealing for destructive music to be on the forefront? You know, and it's not like, you know, I know I'm kind of going into it because there's a lot of shit Esau's doing. You know, but they'll sit there and not like a nigga started rapping like that, and they say, you know what, I got it. It was. They seen the cause and effect to certain shit. They seen how the drug dealers would influence the kids in the neighborhood because they're sitting there in the car watching the drug dealer, and then they're saying, look, damn, this nigga kind of got the whole neighborhood influenced. What if we make this nigga a rapper? He had the whole world influenced, you know? And that's what Esau does. And going back to the original point is that he sets up, he does that in program Jake. Jake go to, you know, I seen three little kids, toy guns. Dropping weed and all that shit. They're gonna grow up to be monsters, because how they know how to do all that? They seen it on YouTube and TikTok, and their mama's not around because the father's not around. They know how to do that. Now they're shooting up and fucking up their neighborhood, and Esau created a system via through using property tax and neighborhood tax to fund the public areas such as libraries and schools within their neighborhood. And then if you get a shooting or violence or drug dealing or crimes in their neighborhood, it drops the property value, meaning it's going to drop the tax funding, the government funding to that area for schooling. So we all know violence is associated with low education. That's why Jake always told me, we need books, we need books. You know? But this is a true education of scriptures, man. Okay? But Esau knows that if you don't educate Jake on how to get up out of poverty, that they're gonna figure out a way on their own. Alright?
So Isaiah 47 verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment and one day, the loss of children and widowhood, it shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Yeah, so he got a bunch, and not only is that, but they're doing a lot of blood sacrifices. They be doing a lot of rituals, you know, and a lot of stuff behind the scenes, you know, that they're doing enchantments, man. You know, going to these, they're talking about that one place they have where Hillary Clinton had them go to visit and say, this is the center of the world. I want you to stand here and say this and then sign this contract. You know what I'm saying? Making your ass, you know, a target for sacrifice, man. All right? All these Wiccas and witches. Wait, they're all over, man.
Yeah, but I say just walking in plain sight, you don't know because you used to an image that they portray. Little skinny, little pointed hats and dark clothing and all. They ain't got to do that. They feed, they give you your 4 for 4, nigga.
Yeah, Esau a high level witch, man. Them Rothschilds, they know about the power of witches and warlocks and power of prophets, because they have all the information. That's why the Bible says they're wiser than Daniel. What you think is in the Vatican, man? They're gonna protect the Vatican because guess what? They know what happened to the Library of Alexander, how they fucked that up. Okay? So Esau's trying to preserve that information. And a bulk of it he's not gonna let you use. It ain't like this, the most extreme Bible is in the Vatican. We have the Bibles. So what is in there what books are in there that they're protecting? Okay?
It says, John 10:10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
Yeah, Yahawah gave us hope. He gave us a way out. Because without him, like how we were just talking about on the WhatsApp, the polo, about how we came into this truth, man. And it wasn't really none of our doing, man. You know, it seems like a lineup of situation and circumstance, but at the end of the day, the Lord brought us into this truth. So if it wasn't for the blood of Yahawah, we wouldn't be here and be able to come to the marvelous light, which is this truth, okay? And that's why it's called law Yahawah Shemi Shai, because he gave us a weight. He gave us hope to be able to do something, because Esau, his web of lies is so interwoven, man. It's tougher than 18 Boy Scout knots, man. One of his lies. There's so many fucking layers. Even when I'm talking about the property, we don't even know that they hiring niggas to come and shoot, or creating gangs and controlled acquisition and all kind of shit that they could be doing, man. And then they'll come and say, oh, y'all conspiracy nuts. They'll create that concept. They got the fucking CIA for Yahawah Shai's sake. They, like, not for his sake, but y'all know it as a synonym. You know, that they got the CIA out here, man, which is fucking spies and a network of lies.
Well, if I could say something, the show Snowfall, which it was dealing with the CIA, dealing with coke, and allowing it to be sold into the black neighborhoods. And even within that show, when the CIA, there was somebody had information on the CIA agent, he knocked everybody off. Anybody that found out about him, they was taking them out, because that's what it is. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You can't have no loose ends, man. So these people that come up missing, turn up missing, are all these famous people, I would say, you know, well-known people that end up dead, that got ties to all of these high-up people. Hey, that's what it is, man. It wasn't no accident, wasn't no heart attack, wasn't no car this and that. No, they didn't do what they were supposed to be doing, and they had to get out of there. Simple as that, man.
Yeah, and a lot of these niggas that are willing to do all that damage and violence, that are willing to take that Judas person, they're very violent, man. They all about that bread. They all about themselves, man. That's why you got your Esau set up, your P. Diddy's, your MLKs. You know what I'm saying? And some of these motherfuckers are grow conscious and try to fight back. MLK grew conscious after a while, man. And try to fight back. Hey, man, I've sent y'all into a burning building. You know? Yeah, and they get them, they excommunicado them. You know, they get you up out of here, man.
And like the brother said, you know, man, that they can control the narrative pretty much. They can defame you like that and have everybody believing what happened to you was justified.
Because they create an image for you. You know what I'm saying? And what they do is that they get you to do some shit that's contrary to, you know, if you're a tough guy, they get you to do some gay shit. You know, some very humiliating homosexual frivolous activities, man. And it happened because Jacob thinking they won't trust in Esau, they won't have this meeting, and then they'll pass him a drink, and that drink be laced, and you'll wake up and see a picture or a video that you getting a train ran on you. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't gonna let that come out. So now, rap about this, going through this, going through that. And you gotta keep putting that, you Al Sharpton. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they don't say nothing. Even if you want to say, you ain't gonna say nothing, because again, they're gonna be about themselves. But the prophets can't be bought, man. So we'll never come up and have a meeting with you, because we know not to trust the devil as iron rusted. But there's a bunch of Judas that do it, and you can tell they stand out like a sore thumb, Comfy. They stick out like a sore thumb. That's why we believe Nate went in there and had meetings with him. Okay? And all these other niggas, man. Because look how they operate, man. Alright? The spirit of the Lord is like the wind, man. Alright? You can't sit here and box it in and tell everybody, alright, now do this and now do that. Because Esau, again, his web of lies is very interwoven to where he has controlled opposition. Okay? He's going to have a prophet prophesy in the direction that he wants you to go. Yahawah saying, well, you can get the MOT to the B. Get the Jabberwocky. That's some controlled opposition type of energy right there. You know? I know I'm going to get it. Then he's the commanding general. He's associated with One West. You know, that's a high commodity in if you were a CIA op, and you like, man, I need to get these niggas, I need to get these problems, because they too fucking, they too strong, man. Because Spirit of the Lord is resting on. So let me find one. It's got to be a nigga that could be bought in that. Somebody could be bought.
That's the movie Judas Project. Boy, he got caught up with the CIA. And everybody thought Black Panthers, they was too strong, they was doing too good. Oh damn. Shit, right? He took off.
Yep.
He falling.
He not about to get away, bro. That's a company car. Jeez.
But yeah, then the Judas, the Judas Project, he got into it with, the law, and they like, well, shoot, if you don't want to go to jail for this amount of time, we need you to infiltrate this situation. You know what I'm saying? And he was giving up all the information too. Got him knocked off and all of that, man. Starting things, what's the word? Instigating violence, because they wasn't on that. But he was trying to instigate it because he had to do what he had to do to keep himself free, man. That's how he saw it.
Yeah, they had that declassified document. I think it's like Operation Kentwood or something like that. Can somebody look that up? It was like a declassified document that they had, and they pretty much was trying to stage a fucking terrorist attack on American citizens. They're trying to pull a 9/11 dent. You know what I'm saying? And it was gonna kill actual American civilians. So how much do they care about you? Yeah. Hell. I think that's what it's called. You can speak on it, but I'm
But yeah, pretty much. So as we've been going into, this is how he saw. Because like I said, he don't come but to steal, to kill, and destroy, man. That's his natural being. That's what he was also created to do as well, man. All right. Just like it tells you in get that in Solomon 2 counterparts. And then you read this chapter, it pretty much, it gives you the whole rundown. How they think, how they operate, their mindset, how they feel. So if they know that, best believe they're going to do everything, because it goes all the way back to them giving that blessing away. All right? He couldn't wait till the food was done. He gave his blessing away. It felt some type of way when he realized what he actually gave away. So now they're trying to force it back into their hands. And they're going, get the etymology of the word image. So now they're creating an image, to create, they're creating an image to control the narrative, man. All right? Just like when 9/11 happened, everybody ready to go to war.
Yeah, I believe it's Operation Northwoods.
Okay.
Operation Northwoods, it says, was a proposed false flag operation that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense of the United States government in 1962. The proposal called for CIA operatives to both stage and commit acts of terrorism against American military and civilian targets, blaming them on the Cuban government and using it to justify war against Cuba. You know what I'm saying? So it's showing you the proof of how they operate, man. The internet, how they use it, how you can't say anything against this medical thing, but they could push it all. You know what I'm saying? And a doctor will come out and say, nah, this ain't it. But then they'll cancel him and say medical misinformation. But he did his research. Why is his information misinformation? But a nigga could put theories out here, niggas could get on TikTok and say anything about lies. You know what I'm saying? You get out here and just talk about like how nachos save your life. You know? Or bacon lowers cholesterol instead of, and nobody said, it's medical misinformation. You know? But you start talking about, cause why? Cause that medicine, all their medicine, not just that Jabberwocky, but all their medicine is a bulk of it. That's how they hustle. You know, they don't hustle with weed. Then now they do. You know?
Yep. All the dispensaries out.
Yep. That's why, hey, I'm telling you, man.
That was Pineapple Express. They was controlling that. They had the plant underground and all of that. I'm pretty sure they. Come on, man.
Yep. They telling you. They telling you how they operate, and how it moves. Because Esau's he's a proud man.
Yeah.
You know, some would think that, oh man, like we have pride on us to an extent to where it's hard for us to hold out and tell them shit. You know, with a fucking bookload of information. Well, I got something decent. You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard for us.
Hey, them shoes I showed, bro.
Right.
I gotta get these.
It's hard for you not to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how much more Esau when he's a proud man?
Yeah, that's his
You know?
DNA.
This nigga like, I got something silly for these niggas. You know?
They be in the council drinking blood and shit. Ooh, we about to fuck them up.
Y'all wanna use that bitch? Use that bitch tomorrow. But we can see somebody else get the fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or they'll put it in a movie. You know?
You know the other one. About them men thinking on their beds.
They practice it.
Kind. Let me see. But it's two of them. It's two of them that go hand in hand. One is in Proverbs 16.
You find no rest until he overthrown. Esau he's just constantly trying to fuck over somebody, man. All day. That's his MO. And that's why he's not supposed to trust Satan, man. Alright? Because as iron rusts, so is his wickedness. Ain't no because I was thinking like there's right and wrong, Jake. Us as Israelites, we always try to work to keep ourselves honest. And there's a situation I had crossed with an Edomite, like I was in the wrong, even though he was in the wrong. And I was like, man, I want to rectify it. I said, fuck no, this nigga gonna think he's wicked. Somehow it's gonna make it a bad thing, so fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? And what happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? You lucky I ain't do more, you know?
I got you. This is Psalms 36 and 4. It says, he divideth mischief upon his bed. He set it himself in a way that is not good. He abhorred. Nah, that's not it. Oh, man. That's not it, man.
That was a good one too.
Okay, kind. I finished it. It says, I'm going to go up one there. It says, the words of his, Psalms 36 and 3, the words of his mouth are iniquity and deceit. He hath left off to be wise and to do
What is
good.
iniquity? You know what I'm saying? Let's get that.
When you get into the etymology of the word iniquity, from circa 1300, it says hostility, malevolence, a hostile action, wickedness, unfavorable situation.
Yeah. So his ways are. Look at America, man. You know, it's full of iniquity. It's full of hostility. You got Bloods, you got Crips, you got the Ku Klux Klan, you got hot girls, you got meth heads, you got lean sippers. You got it's just an abundance of iniquity, man, in this place. As the king is, so is his people. Okay.
Also says unequalness, unfavorableness, unfairness, injustice.
Yeah. A whole bunch of unjust things going on, just like we're talking about with the poverty line. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities. Jake went out there and went to war and went with Esau, fought the same fight. Not only fought the same fight, but fought on the fucking front line of the bulk of the shit, because they was trying to get Jake wiped out. Jake made it back, and they promised them when they signed up, you know, to give them a fucking, pretty much a loan for a house, man. To get easily approved for a loan for a house. And they gave it all the loans to Esau and denied Jake, man. They want to call Jake poor. You know? Like, y'all niggas poor and this and that. That's the type of shit he do. Just like you say, niggas always commit crimes. Well, you imagine all the niggas that focus off them warped stats. Imagine all the Edomites that commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? Or the speeding, and you hit Jake with a speeding ticket. Now he can't get to work. Now Jake gotta do something to get it, and then you watching his ass the whole time. So when he start getting that bad, you let him do enough, send him to jail. When he get out of jail, don't give him no opportunity to make some real money, take care of his family. So he's gonna do the best thing he knows. He ain't gonna go to the Lord. He's gonna go to what he knows. Then you arrest his ass again, man. And then you blame it on the neighborhoods, and then you use that nature to influence other Jake to keep on doing the shit. Okay? That's iniquity, man. Nigga that's, you know, it ain't no different than a ratchet bitch saying, I ain't into all that drama, but you always fucking around in drama.
It says, verse Psalm 36 and 4, I did find one of the precepts too. It says, he devised mischief upon his bed. He set it himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil.
Yep. He abhorred not evil. Right? Abhor means to hate. Okay? So he loves evil. You know what I'm saying? Because to abhor not evil means that, you know what I'm saying? He's drawn to it. Okay? You're supposed to hate pork. You're supposed to hate eating octopus. You're supposed to hate divorce. You know? And making a woman above a man. You're supposed to hate disorder. Okay? And these are the things he promotes, man. If not, you wonder why we get. He know what the results are. He know the ways of the Lord is peace. But also, the peacemakers is not him. You know, so he's going to do the opposite in spite of the Most High. Because he did it before, what happened with Cain. You know what I'm saying? He went, don't deal with these people. And so despite the Most High, he went and immediately got a whole nother nation, man. Okay? That's Esau's nature.
It's Proverbs 4 and 16. It says, for they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
Yeah, cause it's like a power trip. It's like controlling people. But you just want to feel like you suck and I'm better. You know? Cutting niggas. Don't sign niggas on teams and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just to show somebody who's boss. Oh, you want to get your... Like, if you was a person that owned a team, and you got fucking, you know, like Patrick Mahomes or something, your ass, just to prove a point, they'll let that nigga go. Unless that nigga can make him money. But, like, if you got you a motherfucker that can actually play, but he's not marketable, and that nigga do something wrong, you know, if any of them niggas in the NFL do anything wrong, they're gonna show. Nigga. Yeah.
To the point where to this day, he's still in shape to show he ready, but they like, nah, we just can't do it. They got him coming to the facility and doing workouts and all that just to tell him no.
Like the Saints and the Seahawks didn't need a fuck. I don't give a fuck who you talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have won. So y'all good? Like y'all poo, y'all dead, y'all ain't that's the Bears, nigga. Bears had a quarterback since no. Oh yeah. They didn't have a quarterback when Urlacher linebacker was playing, man. That's shit. They'll pass up just to make a point because they're a crowd. You know? What is it? A proud man, they don't bow that home. Because it's the fatness of the earth. They always say somebody else's business swimming in your shit.
You come home there in your pool.
Yeah, like you imagine you in Peru and y'all got this water spot that go crazy. Y'all got y'all ropes. They come in, man, this is nice. Then you next thing you know, you come back, you see a crane out there setting up a slide, and you gonna be like, man, what the fuck? Oh, that's kind of dope. But then now they charging you. Now you can't come on there. And it's like, you don't got no money. I was watching this one video about avocados, man. Like how dirty they did it with that. How motherfuckers, I think it was in California, Mexico, they was growing avocados, and it takes a lot of water. And so there was, you know, the big businesses is trying to do their thing. They find a good spot, but then it says they met up with somebody in Detroit, and they came back and changed their system. And what they did was, they said, everybody got a shot, like the water may flow through the poorest neighborhood, right? Which creates the water that you need to grow big avocados, which helps out the poor neighborhood, right? But then, what Esau says, like, you can charge people for water, but you can make everybody be able to buy the water flow. So it makes it fair for everybody, right? And so when that water flow started happening, if I got millions of dollars, and you only got 5, or you got your avocado lemons and you're living off of that, and you can't really buy water too now, what happens? They start pulling the irrigation over to the rich people. You know what I'm saying? And they say, oh, well, everybody got a shot. That's how Esau plays it. Well, everybody could buy the water, but you bought it all, motherfuckers. And I can't compete with your numbers. You know, they price you out. Like boxers do, they'll price you out. Oh man, you don't want to fight me, man, because you try to give me $5 for this fucking fight, you get 50 million. Oh, you scared. It's like, no, man.
I beat you up. It's just I want some money.
They said, I gave him an offer, he rejected it. It's like, bro, tell the details, because the lawyers say you can't disclose the offer, they're gonna sue you. You know? Jake be playing them type of games. It's like I was watching that shit with Fresh and Fit, how they just got their ass demonetized, but they was exposing how they'll do their shit, and if somebody use a piece of their content or say something about them in a way, they would turn around and and send a lawyer at them to shut their page down. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much having a backdoor battle to stay on top. And that's what Esau does. Have you getting all this money for certificates and all this and that, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to work and like to cut hair. Nigga could be a fucking wizard at cutting hair, but you gotta pay $5,000. You don't got $5,000. Let me cut their hair to get my, well, this is sanitary, this. Well, let me pay for the class. I don't gotta pay $5,000 to learn how to cut, just so you can show me the sanitary part. Just send me a fucking link and just charge me to take that test and pass it. You know what I'm saying? It'll be $50, $200. But Esau make it so outlandish that you gotta take a loan. Now, you gotta get in the class, you gotta sit down in the class. Now you're not making any money, you know? Yahawah was a carpenter, he ain't going to no university for that.
Money you make, you gotta pay your loan.
Yeah, any nigga neck start falling off from haircuts, you know not to go to. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's how it was when I was younger. Nigga got the bumpy neck and shit, I'm like, I ain't going to him. Cool. Lying to be fresh on first day, that nigga shit like, you know, he got that yeah on his face.
You was Randy, huh?
Yep.
Raises. It says Proverbs 4:17, For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence.
Yeah. They drink the bread of wickedness and the wine of violence, man. If we go on and on about fuck it, man. Bread. Keep it going. Should I keep it going? I'm fucking up a remix. They got wheel tax. They got nigga Jake Pan. You get taxed when you check cash. You get taxed when you transact. You know what I'm saying? Then at the end of the year, they tax you again. You know? That's you tax a person. Yeah, you tax a person 3 times, 4 times, 6 times over.
How do you tax my taxes? You already took taxes from my annual wages, and I'm getting whatever I'm owed back. And you gonna tax that?
Yeah. Then add other taxes like will tax, Medicare, you know, this and that, man. State tax.
Federal tax.
Yeah, like all y'all want yeah, we collect for the state, and then y'all the state give it to the federal. You know? And if we want to get our roads fixed, you know, hey, y'all need to get y'all roads, y'all need to fix this shit on 24. You know? Call the community up. The community don't want to do it, they're gonna have a bad neighborhood. That's a reflection of the community. But they will take your money and then take that money and send it out where they are and say, give a nigga asphalt down here. You know?
Because they gotta put another layer the next summer and the next summer.
Yeah, you never see them just dig the street up and put a whole new slab of concrete like they do out in Esau's neighborhoods, man. You know? Because that's the wickedness that they do. They take your money and then fix themselves, but legally they'll do enough to say we ain't lying.
Like y'all.
Yeah, we told y'all we was gonna help y'all. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you know the elements.
Sun kiss. Stir that shit up.
With gelatin powder.
Yeah, the jello juice or that jello powder, that bit.
That's gonna make it some
Yeah, put a no parking sign over that bitch. Leave for a week.
Come back, step in it, it's a little soft. You take the barricade up. All right, y'all need to drive through here now.
Yeah.
Hey, because like it said, for they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence, and as the saying goes, you are what you eat, you know? And that's what they are, man. You know, nothing but wickedness and nothing but violence. You know, they don't give a damn about us. If they don't give a damn about themselves, the scriptures say, how can you, for you to fuck up the air that you have to breathe?
Like Esau himself said, Rome was a bunch of violent fags. You know, I hate to say the word because they'll try to, you know, strike. But Esau is a bunch of violent homosexuals, man. Violent, rich like homosexuals and warlocks. They'll drink anything, eat anything, kill anything. They'll do anything. So it says, do as thou wilt. Even if that's a concept, I don't want to eat no polar bear though. That's never. I wear a polar bear coat. It makes sense. It's kind of warm. Like, wonder if I could, you know, for you to do that to Gad to kill all those buffalo. Like, you don't think that's like what the fuck? Like that's war to you? You know? Esau's concept of battle is to do anything to win, man.
Yeah. No honor.
No honor.
Fucking honor, man. No fucking honor. Yeah, nigga, we sort of drone. Nigga, go over there and bang with them people, man.
Yeah,
Send
all
by
that shit.
old ass in the front line, nigga, like the kings used to do back then. Put his old ass in a chariot and let him take some good horses over there.
That nigga gonna fall asleep.
He gonna fall asleep and fall out that bitch.
I got to straddle that nigga to that bitch. Have a harness on that boy.
Make a grown man car seat for that nigga, man.
Hey, these presidents don't even show up like old boy off a gladiator. Am I late to the battle, fucker? That nigga knew he was late. That boy looking way that nigga over. Am I late to the battle, fucker? Yeah. Nigga, that's Esau in a nutshell, man. You know, a fucking he's never gonna be fair, bro. Concrete, shit's bad for your back. Global warming. Instead of stop fucking with the ecosystem, y'all wanna zap the sun. Y'all want to fucking, you know, use fucking the do what's that shit? The direct energy weapons. You know? Like you take plagues and weaponize them. You know? These niggas still got the Spanish flu cocked and ready, bro. Like a man on Lord be like, bro, it's like a fucking bad tooth. Like, them niggas said, tooth, that's the type of pain I'm gonna create. Put in the nigga face, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to weaponize the toothache pain. That's Esau's reaction to toothaches. We be like, let's get rid of it. That's nobody to deal with that. Just like the Spanish flu or the, like, man, we don't need to deal with that again. Let's just make sure we don't deal with these rats, wash our hands, do that. Do something, I'm gonna keep it for later.
Yeah, the CDC, the Center Disease Control. Nigga, why?
Yeah.
Y'all got AIDS in a whole bottle. Y'all got a bottle of AIDS, man.
Yeah, they say, well, you use that to fight it. Look, bro, just whatever the solution was, and it don't have nothing to do with vaccines all the time. It just had, there was a cause and effect. Niggas eating rats or doing some nasty shit, and that's how it started. Don't do that, bro. You ain't gotta worry about the Spanish flu now. You know? Don't sin. Don't try to save all the sins, and then sin people fuck with it and make it justified. Like, that's Esau style, man. Can't sin. Oh, this is wrong? Like, what if I make a fruit salad with meat in it? Like, bro, no, don't do that shit, bro. Yeah, I told you ox. I told you a dove. You know? What if I make a salad into it though? That's Esau, man. He has no righteousness in him. You know, and we're saying this because Jake always gonna try to virtue signal. Can we get that real quick? Try to virtue signal that there's some good person. These niggas out here all for self, fucking bugged out weed heads, meth heads, coke heads, fentanyl, lean heads, you know what I'm saying? Opioid heads, okay? Take your ass to Seattle, all that shit, man. Niggas got some legalized seed. How in one state you legalize and let everybody do whatever drug they want, and then another state you get fucking 5 to 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And this is you under the same fucking banner of a country. You know? Seattle has legalized drug use. I believe it's 100, from what the brother told me, it's 100% legal.
Didn't they do that shit in New York too? Had like the fucking vending machine with the crack pipes and fentanyl. Yeah, I think they did.
So we know Seattle for sure. That's why Seattle looks the way it looks. Okay? Them niggas out there, corners, standing there like zombies, man. Because guess what? It's cheaper to deal with these mental, retarded motherfuckers like that. And it's cheaper to make them think that they're a different gender. You know, they even said that they want to have taxpayers fund 80%, I think like 60 to 80% of a transgender transition. I can't say nothing.
I can't even say nothing.
I'll be a monkey's uncle, but they're gonna say, well, the fuck you gonna do about it? You know? Because they just take your tax money. Why you taking so much if that's an option for you? But then there's homeless people. Or you could just send these motherfuckers to psych wards, man. Where they supposed to go. Yeah.
This is the definition of virtue signaling. It says the public expression of opinions or sentiments intended to demonstrate one's good character or social conscience or the morale correctness.
Yeah, because Jacob be a big ass piece of shit, and if they forgive an Edomite, that makes them good now. You virtue signal. Niggas that be out here gang banging, shooting each other up, smoking whatever, committing adultery, and you know Esau's past be like, man, you don't gotta be hating people, bro. You gotta have love in your heart. You think that's gonna suffice for all the fucking wickedness you do on a regular? You know? Everything as much as right as they do, and then that person do something wrong or fall short, and then now you're like, you evil. You know what I'm saying? Look at you, you ain't no better than us. It's like, no, bro, like I'm trying. You ain't trying at all. And just because you caught me, now I've been working on not stealing, telling the truth, keeping discipline, and doing this and that. And then you catch me, I get hungry and I steal something. And you be like, look, you ain't no different from us. Like, no, you steal every day. You stealing, you master stealing. I did it out of desperation, or I fell short this time. You know, and that's how 2/3 they learn from their father, the devil, man. Okay, that's why it says never trust thy enemy, man. We keep repeating. Y'all get that verse? If we haven't, we might as well get it because we keep coming up with this. Never trust thy enemy.
Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Let's get Obadiah, the book of Obadiah, man. Let's read that, and we can wrap it up after that, man. You know?
This is Obadiah.
I ain't feeling that. As soon as I say Obadiah,
This is Obadiah 1:1. The vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord Yahawah concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor.
yeah, Edom, which is the so-called white man. Let's get the sign right here. We got Jacob, we got Esau, man. Esau is the so-called white man to this day. Edom, okay? You got what? Esau is wasted away. Edom is red, okay? Not Adam is not red. Adam means the ground. Edom is red. Okay? Now low key, we're all derivatives of red because brown is really an essence of red. You know what I'm saying? But we're a very dark brown. Esau has lost all that hue. Wasted away. What was wasted away was his pigmentation, his melanin. So he is the brightest red, which is a pink. The darkest red is technically a brown. You know what I'm saying? Because you start getting, when you get to dark red, it's what, maroon? That's more Gad's color, Ruben's color. You know what I'm saying? Burgundy. Then that's essentially get to a brown. I'm looking at it right now, like, this look like brown, but it's technically red, man. You know? It's technically red. When you pull back, that shit look, motherfucker camouflage right in with my arm. You know? I'm not saying, Salakia, I'm not saying that we're red. We're like unto the ground. We're brown. Okay? Because brown is a fucking color, man. So deal with it.
Says, we have heard a rumor from the Most High, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small.
That ambassador is a specific person, but we're not going over that right now.
Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
Y'all know who that ambassador is? And that's the dude that pretty much go ahead to elaborate, brother.
He was an Egyptian ambassador, and he has a quote where he said, "The Jews left black, as in dark skin, and they came back white.
Yep. So that's the the breakdown to that. But we'll continue on.
It says, the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, that though thou dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high.
Yeah, and that's what Mount Seir and them coming from the Caucasus Mountains. Okay, like they're cave dwellers. They're the original caveman. All right, that's why they like concrete so much. That's why they like skyscrapers so much. Reminds them of home. Okay.
Has said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
Yeah, Esau think nobody will bring him down. You go into Malachi, it says they build and even though I throw down there, they build pretty much. They keep trying to build. They're like, I just build over here. I just build over here. Okay.
If it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord.
Yeah, their animal is the eagle. Rome, America, right? Is the eagle, right? And then they said their nest among the stars. It's pretty much it sit amongst us, man. We're the stars. Going forward to Revelation, the woman with the 12 stars and a third of the stars fell, which is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, all right? They're sitting amongst the stars, which is us, okay? That's why they want to tell you that the Lord came for everybody, because it'll confuse the scripture like this. You know, the Lord sat there and said, he only dealing with Israel, man. Israel's the 12 stars that's on the crown of the woman, okay?
If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
That's what's going on now, man. With the BRICS, Africa, Russia, China, because all of them drinking the cup. All of them was making bread off the American weight, off the American dollar, okay? Off of the backs of the Israelites. The Israelites built this place up for free. And they was like, oh shit, we could use this extra money to bust this move, bust that move, and they start doing these billion-dollar deals, you know, economic changing deals with these heathen, man. And the heathen was gladly obliging, man. Okay? Now everything getting salty. Now they won't come out and tell the truth. Yeah, I'll stop doing that to them people. Man, your ass was down too, man. Because you knew the whole time. Ham. Niggas always think they're African and all that shit. They was doing that they was with it the whole time, man. Okay? They just thought they was gonna get some of that diamond money and that gold money. Well, y'all can come here and mine. It ain't like them niggas came in with elite armies and pushed everybody out the way and said, we about to start digging here. Them niggas struck hills, man.
It says, shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and the understanding out of Mount Esau?
Yeah, all that information you digging for, all that fucking atoms and protons and neutrons, and surgery and all that, we're about to take all that weight, all right? Filtration, smart cars. We're about to put an end to that shit, man. Nobody gonna be dealing with no smart cars. We're gonna be riding, I don't know, probably ride horseback. It'd be the smartest thing to do. Look, ain't nothing wrong with riding a horse. Where the fuck? You ain't gotta go nowhere where it takes 18 horses. Like 240 horsepower, like type shit. I need to combine. We're about to combine power of 40 horses this one. We don't need that type of urgency, man. And if we do, we just get in a chariot. Okay? Ain't nothing like walking places, man. We get to think good. You know? Gotta worry about glass and shit. Cutting your feet.
And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off.
Every one of the mount of Esau. Not a little bit, that's talking about the whole establishment. You go ahead again, brother.
It says, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
By slaughter, not by a rock, paper, scissors challenge. Not by just sleeping it off. Not by the oopsies. No, you're going to be cut off by slaughter, man. Okay?
For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
That's why they're defrauding us, but they're only making their case worse. And their damnation is going to be solidified. Okay?
But thou shouldest not, in the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captives his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou was as one of them. But thou shouldest but thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither shouldest thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress.
Yeah, because that's where a reference is when he said, race it, race it. You know, that scripture shows how they were gathering up Jacob. Jacob go fight against this nation. They'll be fighting against Babylon. Esau be like, hey, I found a couple of these niggas hiding over here. I'll come get them. Had no fucking reason to do that shit.
Remember the account you brought out in Judah, how they was, pretty much, I don't know if it was the Moabites or the Ammonites, but they was telling them, well, they come down here all the time to get their water, blah, blah, blah. Y'all want them to come down and fight and go to war, just cut their water off, pretty much, so then they won't have a choice but to come down. So he's giving them the game on how to fuck us over, man.
Yeah, how to create a sanction. You could just, why would you do it if you don't want a nigga to be overthrown? But they think, okay, well, I ain't literally overthrow them.
Yeah. Yep.
That's Esau, man.
It's the same situation as the Lord being crucified. Like our people did it, but ultimately it was the Roman Empire. Because they let them do what they want to do. Whether you said, I wash my hands with it, nah, you had to say so, and you just let it be what it be. And he was scourged according to y'all laws and y'all ways, man.
Which was, hey, man, probably could have been a Jake, man, but no, he wasn't a Jake because the Lord didn't talk to his spirit. But he had a good spirit on him, man. The Lord was dealing with that nigga, but he was an Edomite.
Yep. Even to the point where he had a way out, because his wife said, look, many dreams have troubled me over this man. Don't mess with him. So,
And he was even like, man, what this dude do? Because he could have just like, man, kill that nigga. It's like, not nigga, but that's how, hypothetically, kill that nigger. You just get rid of him. Let me move on with my kingdom. We got to get this skirmish of the barbarians out the way. But that's our brother and our savior, I'm just referencing of how these motherfuckers are taught. No disrespect to our big brother and the Heavenly Father.
It says, for the day of the Lord is near and upon all the heathen.
All the heathen. The heathen is a non-Israelite. And it's upon all 2/3, which is technically heathens.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
On to Revelation chapter 18. Alright? Reward you double for all the iniquity. Alright?
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain.
Yeah. How did we drink? Man, we built this whole country up. Okay? You didn't use the fuck out of us, man. They tell us you're lucky you get to be here. Let me let me clock in, not work, and then come the next day and work. Like, lucky I'm still working there. They don't work like that. Get rid of your ass, man. Disrespectful. But that's how Esau operates, man.
Yeah, because like in the curses it said, you know, we would produce food and drink and we wouldn't be able to enjoy it, man. And that's because we was enslaved under your asses.
Yeah, going to we shall reap much, but so much, but reap little. Going to the curses. You know, just going to the curses, man. That's a foundation. Those are the teachers in need of milk. You know, we should all go back into them curses and read that again. But the curses will tell you, man. All right, how they was fucking over, how the women had an evil eye towards the children and shit. You know, go ahead, brother.
It says, for as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
Yeah, and that goes to Lazarus and the rich man, the dog licking the wounds. You know, well, in reference to us, they drink from us. Mid-K's, the hockey spots, you know, the liquor stores,
Chinese food spots.
what it said, nigga, money. What it said, drink. He was saying like, I'm making niggas money. This is your money. You drinking, you doing this, you doing that. Like I'm balling out of control, man. This shit's hilarious, but he's saying like, nigga, I am balling. I'm balling from y'all niggas from this Hennessy. You know? Drink.
Grab a bottle, nigga, money. It says, but upon Mount Zion, and then Revelations 11, because remember it spoke about the two prophets that tormented the earth, which was speaking of the northern and the southern kingdom. And it said that they was happy and they was sending gifts to each other when we was brought down, man. All right, but in that same chapter, it speaks about the 350 years where we was without this truth, without the Lord, without the Hebrew, without the name, without the heritage, without all of that, man. The customs, the manners, all of that. But the Lord returned it unto us, man.
Yeah, that goes back into what's that? The niggas in Chicago that had Issachar, had the northern and southern kingdom linking up together, man. You know what I'm saying? Is that Peace Stone? Nah, it's, I don't know. But it's talking about the Judas, that movie.
Yeah.
With reference to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I think it was like the disciples or something like that, but they originally come from Peace Stone or something like that, I believe. And they pretty much had the northern tribe with them. And it had Edomites with them. You know what I'm saying? They had them pretty much the redneck Edomites, which we all know that they're predominantly Jake, man. It's coming against the government for their iniquity. Like, y'all fucking over us, man. Or against the police and all that shit. Which is why they had to kill his ass like they did. They had to get rid of him and send him a message. Yo, fear. He said, was it Frank Hampton?
It says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
Mm-hmm. Meaning that we're pretty much going to take, shit, at a point, really going to take you, but we're going to take them lands back, man. All right?
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
So they ain't say no ice, water, or nothing. Nothing refreshing gonna be about this, man. Now my battle axe and weapons of war, with thee would I smite the nations. You know, going back to Ezekiel as well, they say he's gonna use us to bring down Esau, man. Okay? We're gonna be a huge portion of that. There ain't gonna be no race war. It's gonna be the righteous getting rid of the wicked, man. Because niggas gonna get dealt with Heathens gonna get dealt with. All right, ain't nobody. Some of these niggas gonna get activated and do it in the name of race, but some of them gonna do it in the name of poverty and affliction. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? Y'all out here living like. You know what I'm saying? You motherfuckers killed my cousin. You motherfuckers did this to my son. I got my son halfway retarded because of that hospital visit, killing all kind of fucking doctors and shit. That's a stab. Stabby stab.
It says, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it.
Yeah, that's it, man. There should not be remain any of the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken it, because mainly you touched the apple of his eye. All right? And you just filled the world with wickedness. Just like outside of us, you deserve to be destroyed completely. You know? You brought cancer here. You brought that seavid here. You know? Slavery. You did slavery the wrong way. Because slavery ain't nothing wrong with it. For somebody to say, hey, I put an earring in my ear and I'll be your slave for life, it means that they have a pleasure of doing it. Nobody wants to, you're a regular slave as such. Nobody wants to go to work and say, I'll work with y'all forever. It's like, because you left us with no fucking choice, man. You know?
That's why when the slaves was so-called free, they went back and worked on the plantations even after that, because they like, shit, we don't know shit. What the fuck we gonna do? Where we gonna go?
We had nowhere to go. You can't buy no house because I've been working for free. Like I got a fucking 401k in this motherfucker. You know, you ain't leave me with no bread or nothing. Even Egyptians let nigga leave with something. Esau, we ain't gonna do that. We ain't doing that part. Let y'all go, but y'all, you know. You gonna have to come back.
See you later. See you later, nigga.
See you later, nigga.
And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead, and the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath, and the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mountain of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahawah's.
Yeah, that's it, man. It's going to be a turning of the tides. Okay? Like the one, because of unrighteous dealings, one can't translate to another, but it's going to be because of the righteous dealings, and it's going to be snatching the fuck out of Esau's hand, man. Okay? He's going to get knocked the fuck out. Fight back, nigga. Like, take the scepter, beating him with it. Nobody going to help him. You know? The bully on the block is going to get dropped, man. And everybody's going to yield. Because we ain't going to utterly destroy the Moabites and Hamites. They're going to be happy. Them niggas is just followers, man. They're just looking for somebody to rule so they can do their thing. You know what I'm saying? And have their culture. But once we rule, ain't gonna be no cultures. We're gonna be the only culture. You know, everybody gonna be wearing fridges. Everybody gonna be wearing fridges. Every woman head is gonna be covered. Every woman's gonna be walking a certain way. How you can't go in Dubai acting? All the women gonna know not to act wild out. Yeah, and everywhere. You ain't gonna be able to run back to America and then try to spill a story. As soon as you sit down, turn on that light, that Israelite gonna be in the background. All right, get your ass up, man. Cut that camera back on. Sit here and lie. Yo.
Hey, guess what? Ain't gonna be no more nigga money either.
Ain't gonna be no more nigga money. Ain't gonna be no more fake money, man.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna be no more continuous labor. This your land, bro. Even though we're gonna be ruling and everybody else gonna be servants, slaves under the nation of Israel, you're gonna have your own land. And by you doing what you do, that's how you're gonna eat. As long as you keep the law, statutes, and commandments,
You're gonna be happy to put an awe in your ear, man.
yeah.
Because you ain't gonna be getting fucked over. You ain't gonna be working all day and then sleeping 2-3 hours and getting fed slop and then getting your ass back up. Nah, man.
Yeah, you say Israelite behind you, you ain't gonna be screwed up. As long as you're doing what you're supposed to do. Here, you could be doing what you're supposed to do, and it's still like, oh man, I hope.
You can have insurance, you can have license plates, all that shit. Boys pull you over, you still fuck. You got these, just, you know?
Fuck this nigga. What is it? I hope he don't open in one of these guys.
Yeah.
You know?
We saw Revelation 11, verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there were great voices in heaven saying, the kingdoms of this world are become the kingdoms of our Lord and of his Messiah, and he shall reign forever and ever. And pretty much like you were saying, in the kingdom there's not going to be iniquity. Everything's going to be set in order. Like the brother said, be in the scripture. As long as you are following in line with what the Most High has prescribed, you ain't got nothing to worry about. It's going to be fairness as long as you go according to the law.
It's going to go back to Revelations 20. You know, the Lord shall wipe away the tears of Israel. Really, all the world, man. Nobody's going to suffer anymore, man. You got to worry about cancer and shit like that.
Righteous are in authority, and people rejoice.
Yeah. You know, now the Israelites, we're going to live forever, but I don't know about you heathen, but y'all going to be all right. Your grapes going to be good.
Coming in and out ain't gonna be cursed.
Yeah.
Handle business.
You know? And it's not that hard, bro. It's not that hard. Just don't commit adultery. Don't murder. You know? Like them simple, like, just live peaceably with all men.
Just keep your life.
Be nice. Be a good person, bro. Here you gotta get a weapon to survive. You know? With that being said, we give all praises
To Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakam
I want to say double honor to our apostles, to our elders who do well. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching during truth and sincerity. And I also want to say this before I say shalom. We face the east, the scriptures tell you to face the temple. They are facing not the temple, but Israel. You know what I'm saying? Which really, the temple, I'm praying. Okay? So that's why we turn east is this way. All right? Those who, you know, when they pray, you want to face the east. You don't have to, we're under grace. So if you're in a dire situation, your ass don't need a compass to look to pray, right? Just face the east when you know where the east is, when you have the ability. But if you don't have the ability, and you in dire straits, pray how you pray, okay? Just pray in sincerity and truth. That being said, I say shalom.
Shalom. I was shouting out, which means deliver us.